Hey, so I made a video yesterday about the absolution of inspiring. I realized a couple of things. First of all, I did not go over the links, which is fairly basic and probably something I should have done. So I'm going to start off by doing that, but then I am actually going to transition the build to a penance brand of dissipation. So I talked about how easy it is to swap. I will attempt to do a swap right now. First, let me just go over the links. The links will be the exact same for both builds, except for the main link. So the main link with Absolution of Inspiring is going to be the Absolution, as well as a spell cascade for the overlaps, and we're going to use a spell echo and a power charge on crit. We have 12 power charges. For my shield, I have Sigil and Frost Shield and Sigil, and just a punishment for single target. We do not need any resistances because of the Doriani Merc. If we wanted to have more tank, we would go Enfeeble instead of Punishment. These are the only two auras I would use. If by some miracle you were able to clean up a socket, which is kinda doable if you really want to, maybe you grab this, maybe you play without Storm Shroud, then you could go Temp Chains to get your action speed immunity. The way I would do it is to get an AG. So regarding the AG, I had AG in my last video. However, sometimes it dies and it was not as reliable as I would like it to be for very juiced content, so I have swapped it for an enhance for now because the enhance is always up. I don't have to worry about resummoning him or anything like this. This also gave me slightly more mana regen, slightly more ES, whatever. Obviously the quality of the golems is very powerful. So my 6th link is going to be 4 golems: Lightning Golem, Stone Golem, Flame Golem, Golem of Safeguarding. The Ice Golem is also fairly useful. It gives you a lot of crits. I'm not using it. I realized the Safeguarding Golem is very strong, especially when I am farming Fortress. I have linked this with Meat Shield to make them defensive and take less damage, and I have my Enhance. My weapon is only my mobility, so Frostblink, we have faster casting, so it's faster, and Spell Echo, which also makes it faster. A little bit jank with the Spell Echo if you would like to remove it. This is an option. My boots is my aura link, although my only aura is Vile Discipline because of Sublime Vision. I put Arctic Armor, Herald of Ash, Herald of Purity, everything is duration tagged. It works with this corruption. There are better corruptions you can get for double corruptions in any case. And then my gloves is my bad link. I would say I have Endurance on Automation with Arcane Surge. I believe that you want something linked with Arcane Surge. Whether that is Immortal Call or something, I'm not sure. I use Immortal Call because it does not require me to have any strength. I used to use Steel Skin, but being that I kept dropping in strength, it was hard to keep up the levels. And I have a Convocation here, which basically moves all your minions on top of you. Um, this was pretty useful with AG. I would say when you're pure golem, this is actually pointless. So I'm kind of thinking what I could do that would be better than this. I'm not sure though. If you guys have any suggestions, hit me up. I'm open to changing this. Okay, so regarding the swap, I could do a map before I swap. I'm on the wrong atlas. Let me try a map before the swap. Let me grab my thing in case everything is a nightmare as far as the mods go. This could be a brick, I'm not sure. As I've said before, this is not really what I run. Okay, so we have a problem. So the problem I have is Fizz Reflect. And let me explain what I mean. Currently, I convert 50% of Fizz to Lightning with the skill gem, which is the bottom line. I convert another 35% with the glove implicit. The last bit of conversion is from the Watcher's Eye. Okay. Now, I will touch on this later, but when you swap to Penance brand, there is a node on the Militant Faith where you can get the last bit of suppression, conversion, on one of these nodes. Thunderous Devotion, I think it's called. And you can get it on a glove prefix instead of the hybrid ES. Okay. Anyways, point is, in my build, I am gonna die every 20-ish seconds. I'm going to randomly just fall over because of the reflect. Okay? Which is a bit unfortunate. I normally just regex out the Fizz Reflect, okay? This is not what I play. So I'm gonna remove some stuff for this specific use just to have the conversion here, which makes it so that I do not randomly die. So essentially, to clarify, my Merc has the Zealotry. The Wrath, which I think is why every now and then, it's not even that he's out of range. Like, he is nearby, but every now and then, this conversion, I outrange it, and I die. Okay? Regarding everything else, no damage to 3 out of 10 seconds is extremely annoying, but I think it's okay if I sort of try to pay attention to the timing of the skill. I do have Runegraft of the Warp, which makes this way less problematic, at least. Am I on the wrong atlas? No, I'm not. So I have to be careful when this mod is up. There it is again. Yeah. I don't play this though, like, I don't enjoy these maps, to be perfectly honest with you. Which is why I don't really play Risk, okay? My character can do Risk, it's just not what I enjoy. I think it's painful to play shitty mods all day. It's what I did last league, farming uniques with every goddamn shit mod in the game, and I don't want to do it this league. So I am doing content that is more chill. But here I am, just trying to show you what the build can do. So this seems to be the strat that everyone is sort of playing and connecting with, so this is what we'll do for the demo first. I will do another map of this after I switch to Penance. So here I pop my wine, I curse him, and then I just hold down the button. He has action speed slow, which is extremely annoying, but I am virtually not immortal, but it takes a lot for him to kill me because he deals melee damage. If I can just kill him before he starts spinning around, it's pretty much GG. If he starts spinning, I can either dance or I can just tank a portal. I check these guys if they are infamous for some fucked up reason. They have never given me anything good other than like the occasional divine, maybe 10 divines in this league, but here I am checking them nonetheless. Yeah, so after this map, I will attempt to show you how easy it is to swap to Penance brand. I have not actually, don't actually have the POB in front of me, which I should have had. But I will just try to wing it for the sake of the video. This is the beautiful haggle of the 100 chaos offer for the 3 div item. Nice. I thought about trying Abyss with like 3 risk Abyss, but to some degree I feel like I could make currency without having to endure this stuff, so okay. I have to say the Runegraft of the Warp makes this mod way less painful though, luckily. Like last league this mod was just, now it's like 2 seconds, right? It's 2 seconds of downtime instead of 3, so anyways, as you can see, the clear is pretty good. I have enjoyed this skill quite a bit. I have not tried Penance in a while though. I actually sold my Penance stuff because my initial thought was that this was so cool, I am not going back to Penance, let's sell all my Penance shit. However, I spent about 40 divines just buying pretty decent clusters, and I bought the skill gem. So let's see here. Absolution goes out, spell echo is out, and spell cascade is out. Now we have our penance brand of dissipation. I'm gonna remove this first of all, and I'm going to start removing everything that I do not want in my build. So the hubris is out, the medium clusters are out as well. Okay, the light of meaning is gonna swap spots over here, I think. Let's see here. I'm gonna put this away. My medium clusters are here. Okay. So I need some points. I need to path out here, actually. So we're gonna do that right away instead of the right side. And then this is a Runegraft of Treachery, so I'm gonna have to put that somewhere else now that I think of it. That's might be a problem. I think I have to scour the old Runegraft to put the new Runegraft, but it's okay. As you can see, I used to do this pathing, so I already have all the tattoos for this. I think that's about it. So we are going to put a Militant Faith. So this is what I mean. You can get a Militant Faith that changes this node or this node for the 15% conversion if you do not like using the Watcher's Eye for the last bit of conversion. Okay, this is just a Watcher's Eye that I found that works with Absolution because I don't use the Militant Faith. When I played Penance, I had a Militant Faith with the conversion, but currently I'm just gonna rock this. Because I have the mana cost reduction on the Militant Faith, I do not need this wheel. So we're gonna leave that as well. And now we're going to grab all the standard penance stuff. So we're going to grab explosive runes for the brand attachment range mastery as well. We're going to connect the tree on this side for rune binder over here and grab 2 additional brands. We cancel all of this stuff here. I think I'm going to grab this one here. I either go ailments or multiplier against uniques. Doesn't matter for now. I'm gonna go here and just grab this because this is like okay floater nodey stuff. For now, we put our Storm Shroud in, we put medium clusters in, and my plan is to go back 1 second. Okay, so I still have 2 points left. I think there's something I'm going to remove here. Steeped in Profane. So this point here is quite interesting. If you have an AG, this is going to make your AG way tankier. Because I have Mask of the Stitched Demon, which gives my AG life based on... ES based on his life. And Mask of the Stitched Demon gives him life regeneration. So what I could do is actually put back my AG and see if he lives. I'm gonna do that just for now, because I am interested in seeing how this works. I haven't had this notable in a while, but this is actually part of the reason why I picked up this Thread of Hope in the first place. I also picked up this Thread of Hope because I don't get that much skill effectuation. I get these two nodes here from my Unnatural Instinct, but this node here, which I used for damage in my Absolution setup, also gives me 20% skill effectuation. So I'm gonna try that. I have 3 more points. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these 3 points, to be honest with you. I'm just gonna grab some floaters here, and I'm gonna put a Rune Graft of Treachery, okay? Just for the sake of it. This is not gonna be fully min-maxed or anything of the sort, but it should work, unless I fucked something up badly. Let's see. We scour this Treachery over here. I think, did I have to pick the Mastery first? I have to pick the Mastery first. So we pick this Mastery, we put a Treachery here. And now my Discipline is off because of something. And this one here. Okay, so as you can see, in my Penance setup, now, the numbers on... Whoa, shit, I went back into the same map, sorry. So as you can see, the numbers on the ES go down by a lot. This is part of the reason why I preferred the Absolution, okay? Let me just check over the tree real quick and make sure everything is fine. Our mana cost is 99. That is no problem. We have a lot of mana regen with our golems. And I think we're good to go. Okay. This might not be perfect. I just did this as you saw on the fly. I'm going to try and keep my AG around in a 5-risk map. This might not work, but I would like to sort of demonstrate this node here while I'm at it. Last time I tried it, it seemed to work quite well, but it's been a while since I played Penance. Yeah. Last time I also had a brand attachment amulet. I have since redone it for crit multi. We're gonna see if that works or not. Yeah, let's go. Let's just fucking send it and see what happens. And then we're gonna try to do some bosses after this. So I'm gonna check the mods here real quick. So we did not get any Fizz Reflect, and everything seems to be somewhat fine, I hope. There is some crit multi. There is Fizz Reflect again. Fuck my ass. Okay. Can we just... Jesus Christ, dude. Honestly. Why do I have to deal with the Fizz Reflect now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We're just gonna do this, because I don't want to die to this. So we're gonna go here again for now. Sorry about that. That's how it goes when you want to demo something live like this. It's not perfect, okay? It's not what I normally do. If I ran Risk, I would have solved this conversion as a permanent fix for the build, but that is where we're at. So, I'm not used to this playstyle. I have not played this in a while, but it should be okay. As you can see, with 3 Grand Design Remarkables, we are dropping 2 runes at the same time, 2 brands. It's very nice to play a brand, obviously, good quality of life and whatnot, but we are quite squishy. As you can see, the boss damage is extremely good. We are going to demonstrate this in some Ubers afterwards, and you will see that the single target is on another level, unless I fucked up the build. I'm just gonna zoom through instead of loading all these fucking scarabs here, guys. I'm not sure about my filter, to be perfectly honest with you. I will grab an Exalt, though. Yeah, so one thing I've missed, and probably the thing I have missed the most about playing Penance, is being able to see what the fuck is going on my screen. Absolution, although it is very cool, and some people prefer that kind of thing, I miss seeing what the fuck is happening here, you know? Like, I haven't played like this in a while, where I can actually see the mobs and see ground effects and all of that. So that is a welcome change back to the old build. I will probably be playing this for a few days now that I think about it, because this is pretty nice. Anyways, we're just gonna zoom through here and pick up whatever we can on the way out. This is pretty decent for boxes in terms of just you drop down brands before you even click the box, and currency seems to be okay in this map. We're gonna get out of all those explosions because we are not that tanky. And I think that's pretty much it as far as the map goes. Okay. So, I did not pay attention to the AG, but you guys might have done that. I'm not sure how he performed. I saw he was full health the few times I checked, pretty much. So maybe that is a cool thing with the Mask of the Stitch Demon and Grave Intentions. Some of you who have played Necromancer might know that Necromancer has a similar node in the Ascendancy that you can use. Okay, I'm gonna go back for these floater points for now, which might not even be good, but I don't give a shit right now, guys. We're gonna do some bosses. We're gonna grab some of these, we're gonna grab some Mavens, and we're gonna grab these. Maybe I can perform better on Maven this time, or performance anxiety gets the best of me and we die on every single memory game again. First, we go and kill this guy, though. My old friend Exile. I'm just gonna drop these 2. I'm gonna put 2 brands on the floor and curse him, and that should be it. This boss damage is gonna be significantly higher than what you saw in the Absolution build. This is a very good bosser, I would say. I enjoy killing bosses on this build. Curio, is Curio even worth something? It might be 80 Chaos. We're gonna dump that here. And we're gonna move on to Maven. So you cannot attach more than 2 brands to an enemy, which is why I just clicked the ground once, put 2 brands here, and then that's your top damage potential until the brand expires. We just click the ground, we wait, and she dies instantly. So, some of you might be wondering why I just didn't play this all the time. Well, it's like, it's just overkill damage, you know? Like, it's overkill damage, and I'm too squishy, and I don't have the clear... Like, I mean, the clear is good, but I'm too squishy, you know? And I kind of wanted to do something off meta. Like, it's my. I have not really done anything on my own or like off meta before, so I figured let's try something, you know?
Resistance will be punished.
Anyways, I've compared my Penance build to various other, like, mirror tier builds. Not forget this version specifically, because this is something that I sort of put together on the fly here, but just as a general thing, it is pretty good. Like, I think my version is pretty nice. Yeah. Anyways,
Stop resisting.
that's a good bosser though. It's a very good bosser. This. Obviously, you have to play the mechanics of something like Maven, but that's the case no matter what. And unless you have some godlike trickster character, you're not face tanking these mechanics. So sometimes you can skip the last memory game, but it's very random if the game lets you do that. I fucked this up, didn't I? No. Okay. So yeah, it's not very flashy, but it works, right? Like, there's sort of nothing going on here. Okay, well, that's 5 div down the drain, as per usual when you do Maven. Not to say Maven is bad, but there's a lot of variance. I've done Maven quite a bit. I have gotten to Progens. I'm well ahead on expected loot, I would say, still, so. We drop 2 brands, and then we just AFK here. Should die, maybe not. Okay. Well, it was not as quickly as I thought it would be for him. I'm not sure why. He is a bit harder to one phase. I must say, I sort of expected to be able to just. I did expect to be able to just drop 1 brand on him and he would die. But let's try this again, actually. I feel like he has a Nimbus for me in the next run. Like, I got that feeling. So this is where the convocation is not that bad anymore, right? Okay, so there was no Nimbus. Anyways, this is the damage. I'm not sure if there's much else to really talk about, so I just wanted to show you how easily you could swap to Penance Brand of Dissipation. Obviously, you would want to min-max this some more. This Thread of Hope is not the greatest, but I do enjoy having a way of destroying enemies. I like the tiny bit of skill effect duration, and this thing is extremely powerful to keep your AG alive. There is also an added benefit, I would say, like, this Fingers of Frost is not that bad. Because if you ever get rid of the shield, what you're going to do is... So one of the downsides in my current setup is that I do deal no cold damage. But if you get rid of the shield and you put rare boots, I would probably go for Fizz as extra cold on the boot implicit to get some cold damage, which would let me freeze. Because I think this build is quite squishy as Penance, and you would like to deal some level of cold damage to be able to freeze enemies. So one way that most people do is they're going to grab this point here. But actually you don't need this, right? Like, this is not necessary, because if you have this thread, you can grab Fingers of Frost. Enemies become chilled as they unfreeze. And 30% chance to freeze enemies which are chilled. And obviously in our Ascendancy, we always chill. Shaper of Winter. This is the beautiful thing. We have basically 100% lightning damage. Although there's a tiny bit of fizz here. Ignore that. That's because our mercenary is not with us in our hideout. So we always chill, we always ignite, even though we are not dealing fire or cold damage. And we don't need this, because we're already dealing lightning damage. We already get good shocks. And we can take this to make sure that those shocks are even better. This can be crit multi against unique enemies, though. There are a lot of things you can do with this build. Anyways, that's all I wanted to show. I'm probably gonna stick around and play this build for a while now that I've set it up, so I figured I would just do this live. I'll min-max it a bit, like I'm not super thrilled about this shit here. We're gonna figure this out, see what happens. In any case, okay, so I'm back from the future just to quickly touch up on a few things that I forgot. The first thing I forgot is Inner Conviction. So that is 3% spell damage per power charge. That's going to give us 36% more damage because we have 12 power charges. The second thing that I forgot was that I had these gloves with brand attachment range in my cell tab. So we went and grabbed these out and I did some changes. I removed these floater nodes that I talked about, and this is what I would do. I would just grab this. Not that these are very good nodes, but this is how I play the game. For bossing, I would use the effect of non-damaging ailments. For general mapping, I would go for the cast speed, and for boxes or abyss, I would go for the open nearby chests. This lets me swap around depending on what I'm doing with 1 point. I could try a eater now with the boss setup, which would be the effect of non-damaging ailments. And we're just gonna see how that works out. Now, he dies in 1 brand, as you can see. Things are as they should be. Oh, we got crit multi per power charge on my wine. Let me try that again without popping the wine, because that is not fair. We're cheating with the wine. So, let's go again. Go over here. Boom, boom, boom. Drop a brand, and he's still gonna die in 1 brand. That is all I wanted to add to the video in regards to what I forgot. And I think that'll be it. For now at least, I will include the POB with these changes in the POB, hopefully with some notes and whatnot. And that'll pretty much be it. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys.